Hey, Viking fans. The Washington Commanders may have thrown a wrench into our plans. Let's talk about that next in 3, 2, 1. Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters. This is Skull World, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. Make sure you subscribe, like, leave a comment. Let's go, let's go. NFL owners meeting. It's in Orlando. Why ain't I there? Why ain't I there? Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to talk about Mark Wilf. I'm going to talk about Tom Pelissero. I'm going to talk about Kwesi Dalmedza. I'm going to talk about what the Commanders may be doing that might cause us to have to change plans or have contingencies upon contingencies, quote unquote. Let's go, Kwesi. You got some decisions to make. A lot to be said about a lot of people talking about Mark Will smiling. I never known him to be a grumpy man, so I appreciate that he is currently smiling. I'm pretty happy about that. I think he's excited about the future. I don't know what else he would be because he's got a lot of cap space coming up. He may have the future franchise QB. Change is good in this case. Even though we moved on from Kirk Cousins, we may not win as many games currently. Believe it or not, the Athletic has ranked us dead last in the offseason. And guess who's number one? Atlanta. Atlanta's ranked number one by far, like a huge gap, and Vikings are ranked dead last by a huge gap. And I am sure that has to do with the drop, bottoming out of production historically from the QB position, switching to Kirk Cousins to Sam Darnold, and Atlanta going from what they had to Kirk Cousins. So obviously there's expectations there. I haven't seen us at 6.5 since I started YouTube. 6.5 wins. That's worse than the last 2 years for sure. I don't know, probably worse than a decade of us going into a season 6.5 wins over under. I'm telling people with this team, even with Sam Darnold, I don't see why we can't win 10, and 6.5 is a freaking disappointment. And I'm not speaking necessarily for myself. I don't think Kwesi Dalmedza went into his meeting to become the NFL head coach and say, in year 3, we're going to win 6 or 7 games. Book it. Hire me. No, he didn't. So the moves Kwesi's made in this offseason to fix the defense, to get players that are more suited to the defense, and it looks like some depth, has been to win, not to wait till next year. I guarantee that. Kwesi is not sitting there going, we're just going to wait till next year. We've set a plan for next year. Sure, there's a plan for next year, but there's a plan to win this year, and it's Sam Darnold and potentially a rookie quarterback. So all this, hey, it's all in Kwesi's big master plan. No, he's in contingency mode, and he said it. Contingencies upon contingencies. He pivoted well after losing Cousins. I give him gobs of credit for that. He did get some good players. He still hasn't solved the biggest problem we had, and that is D-line. D-line, cornerback, we're okay. We're okay in linebacker. We're okay everywhere else on the team, or better, except for defensive line. Come on, Kwesi. Give me something here. And that may come in the draft. It may come from a Jaquelin Roy. It may come from him stepping up. Maybe coming, people stepping up. But right now, that's our weakest spot. So fix that. But all the news is on the Minnesota Vikings and their quarterback spot. And we're going to go to an article here. I am going to, let me bring it up here. Production value. We got Bleacher Report here. Messing with me. All right. So NFL Draft 2024 rumors. Rival execs predict J.J. McCarthy to Commanders number 2. This was breaking by Tom Pelissero when he was live on air talking about the Minnesota Vikings. The Washington Commanders are expected to select one of the top quarterback prospects with the number 2 pick in 2024 NFL Draft. But it sounds like there's a belief that new general manager Adam Peters has already made up his mind. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero reported on Monday that there's been a speculation that Peters is leaning towards selecting Michigan quarterback J.J. McCarthy. Here's a quote. It'll be really interesting because everybody always trying to figure out, especially at the top of the draft, what the other teams are doing. Pelissero said, when I've had conversations here with executives for other teams who know Adam Peters well, who know the situation well, the most popular answer for what they do at number 2 is J.J. McCarthy. So a lot of drama still to come. McCarthy has been the fastest rising prospect this year draft class. Many believe the top quarterback available after USC's Caleb Williams, North Carolina's Drake May, and LSU Jaden Daniels with the Chicago Bears universally expected to select Williams with the number 1 pick. Passing up on May and Daniels to select McCarthy would be a surprising move for the Commanders. Washington shipped 2023 starting quarterback Sam Howell to the Seattle Seahawks and signed veteran signal caller Marcus Mariota to a 1-year deal early this month. The Commanders are entering a new era under the Josh Harris-led ownership group and newly hired head coach Dan Quinn, so it will be important for the team to select the right franchise quarterback with number 2 pick. McCarthy threw for 2,991 yards, 22 touchdowns, 4 interceptions as a junior in 2023. He led the Wolverines to a national championship. He impressed the NFL scouting combine and improved the draft stock over the past few weeks. All right. That is what we're dealing with here, guys. The whole idea that the Minnesota Vikings were going to trade with the Commanders, I think was a fallacy. I was kind of believing the number 3, but when they traded Sam Howell, I was like, they're going quarterback. No way. No way they're not going quarterback, guys. Absolutely no way. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to pick number 2. Now, what my surprise is, it's J.J. McCarthy. If that happens, it still will be a shock to me. But, hey, why not? I like Jaden Daniels. That moves him down to 3. Do the Patriots like Jaden Daniels? I don't know. That might mean they like Drake May. Maybe that goes down to 4, where I think the Cardinals are more easier to trade with. And who knows? Maybe they go Marvin Harrison. Well, we got the Chargers, then a really good. And there's reports that the Chargers are willing to trade with us. Even someone said that we had the handshake deal with them now. Everybody's got a handshake deal now. We found out that wasn't true when we traded and got the first-round pick because Houston came to us, not us to them. It was a nice pivot, nice reaction, good job getting the deal done. But the whole idea, I retract everything I said about handshake deals. It made sense there was, and it still could be that, hey, if this comes up and we find a way to get a number 2, number 1 in the another number 1 in the first round, could we do it? But what do you think? If J.J. McCarthy in the comments, if J.J. McCarthy gets traded, tell me who you like better, Drake May or Jaden Daniels. Who do you take? Who do you take, Jaden Daniels or Drake May? Now, there are some things that Mark Wilf said. He is asked about the quarterback position. He said, we'd love Sam Darnold, and he has his best football ahead of him. Everybody's saying that with the Vikings. I know that. Isn't that what he's supposed to say? Well, that's the same thing they said with, isn't that what he's supposed to say? So which do you believe? Which do you believe? You believe no, or he does, or he doesn't like Sam Howell or Sam Darnold? I think they think they can win with him, and that's why they got him. So yes, bridge till he's not until he is. Okay, he is our probably day 1 starter right now. And it depending on who we draft. And then I'm like, maybe give it 60-40 he is. If it's the quarterback I think will work, that could start right away. And then I'll switch depending on how well that quarterback the reports coming out of camp are. Uh, or even after OTAs, I'll probably switch my percentage. But yeah, Sam Darnold's our day one starter as of now, and that's why the Atlanta Falcons are number one in the offseason, according to the Athletic, very well respected outlet. And then that's why the Vikings are last. Now, do I think we are the worst team in the league? No, I think we can win 10 games. It's just that we lost so much production at quarterback, and we don't know what will happen with the new guy. If he can get up, get anywhere close to 20. Yeah, I don't think he's hit 20 touchdowns yet. I don't think he's hit 20 touchdowns yet. Started 12 games, got 13 touchdowns for Carolina. I'd pull up his stats right now, but I don't want to look at them. They're so bad. But he has talent. He has arm talent. He's sneaky mobile. He keeps his eyes downfield. Sam Darnold has abilities, but he's 6.5 yards a temp, man. If you thought Kirk Cousins was captain check down at 7.5, you got something coming here. Sam Darnold's 6.5. Nick Mullins is 8 in his career per attempt. So we got some work to do. Top things you need to get me, Quasey, is D-line, starting D-line, difference maker, penetrator, D-line to get after this quarterback. Another edge rusher. Maybe we have someone come out. Maybe Pace Jr. dabbles in pass rushing. He's great at it. So I get it. We can fix it internally. So I'm not as concerned. Cornerback. I would love a number one, man. I would love a number one. Find me one. Or have one of these guys step up. Develop these dudes. Get them going. We are deeper than we've ever been in the last few years. We don't have the Danielle Hunter, to save our day or anything like that. But I love Van Ginkel. Greenard's good. Love Van Ginkel. This is going to be my favorite player to watch, I think. So, and let's tackling is an issue this year, guys. There's no hip drop tackle. I don't know if he's go check out Harrison Smith on Twitter. He's not happy. Him as the hitman is not happy. Him as the businessman is for the NFL, but him as the hitman, he says he's not happy with that move. They've outlawed tackling in the NFL, so we got to see what we're gonna do, or how we drafting players now. How we drafting players? How is the new tackling rules or lack of them? I think it's been outlawed. Sendeo famously said, "Make NFL or make football violent again." It's being watered down so much, especially defensively. They're trying to make the offense score more, and that means giving 15-yard penalties out like candy now. I don't know. I've ranted. I should have been on Skull Rants instead of Skull World, but this is my daily content. How do you feel? How do you feel about the interviews, Quasey? How do you feel about Mark Wilf, Kevin O'Connell? Are they blowing smoke about how Sam Darnold has got the best years ahead of him? How baby we can fix you going on? What do you think? What do you think about that? And make sure in the comments you tell me who you'd rather have, Jaden Daniels or Drake May, or wait, take a Penix. Let's go. Cue the music.